Hi, guys. Thank you for stopping by again here on Simply Lancy. I really appreciate you taking the time to listen to my content and continue to support me. I know this is a fairly new channel and I'm trying to get it off the ground, so I do appreciate you. If this is your first time, I hope you find something of value in here. If you are a returning subscriber, I appreciate you. I thank you. I plan to grow and I plan to continue to develop. So I really thank you for taking a ride with me on this journey. So today's video, I was actually at home just a few minutes ago. I was in the kitchen, and moments like this is when I reflect back a lot. When I'm alone, I'm usually in the shower, I'm doing makeup, or I'm in the kitchen. Basically, moments where I am alone and I have time to reflect. It's like quietly, right? But I was in the kitchen about to prepare me a salad for lunch, and I just was unboxing something that I ordered, and it reminded me so much of my grandmother. And if you know anything about me, you know how much I love my grandmother. I'm a Caribbean girl, true and true. And if this is your first time here, I am from the Caribbean. I grew up here in the United States. I came here as a early teens, and I've been here 45 years more at this point. But I often say that I'm a Caribbean girl that just lives in America. And by that, what I mean by that, I love being in America. I embrace being in America. My family, my children was born here. I met my husband here, although he too is not from here. But I met him here and I love it here. My family's here. Most of my family on my mom's side is here. My dad's side is still in the Caribbean. But I say I'm a Caribbean girl, true and true, because everything that I do, the very first thought I have is usually related Caribbean versus American, although my children are American. I was in the kitchen unboxing this. This is Mello Kreem. This is a butter that I grew up with in the Caribbean. And my grandmother used to get this in the big 5-gallon buckets. If I'm maybe not 5 gallon, maybe I'm exaggerating. Although that's what I remember. I would have to confirm that, but I think that's what I remember. So if you're listening or have any Caribbean background and you remember this Barbados butter, let me know, because I think they used to come in a big bucket, because I remember her having the large containers. And she used to have the large one of the one we use. And then when she didn't have that, there was another one, which is a bit more yellow, if I'm not mistaken. And that one we used to go buy. And the lady used to take it out of the bucket also. So I may be a little confused here about who had the bucket, but I think grandmother had that as well, and at least the size of the bucket. But this is Mello Kreem butter, and I use this butter every chance I get. It's one of the things that I have people in the past when they were traveling to bring to me when they were coming. But since, and I have another one that I've already opened. But since we have all these restrictions with the weight of luggage and everything else, I don't typically ask people to bring them. If they do, I have a friend that does bring it back for me, because when she travels with her children, and so she's able to bring more things back in the luggage versus when she's by herself. And recently my aunt came from the Virgin Islands and she brought me one, and we were talking and I was saying thank you so much for the butter. She told me at that point she doesn't use the butter, and I'm like, why not? She says, because I have to watch the cholesterol. And I'm like, but what does it have to do with this butter? It doesn't have cholesterol. And she's like, what? And I said, no, it doesn't. Now, my aunt is my aunt. She's older, right? Way older than me, and has been using this butter, or known of this butter 50 plus years, I would imagine, right? However long the butter's been in, its inception. But I had to show her on here where the butter, where it says it's no cholesterol. And she was like, what? I said, no, it's no cholesterol in this butter. I use this butter. It is vegan, it's lactose free, it's gluten free, no cholesterol in the butter, no trans fat. And it says, I can't read. Should bring my glasses out. I need to start doing that because I can't read that. No trans fat, and it has SIN grasses trend. It's a different type of trend in the fat trend, but I had to show her this. But when I was growing up, guys, and we had hot bread, there was a lady next door that we used to go and get the bread. Well, I shouldn't say a lady. She was my cousin's mom. My uncle and her had a child, but she was married. She wasn't with my uncle by the time I came around. And she was the baker. And she's still there to this day. I visited her when I was home the last time. But she was right next door, and she has the big brick oven, the house that has the oven, the brick of the stone oven, right? And she would make the bread. And I remember going to her to get the bread, Miss Dorothy. I remember going to Miss Dorothy to get the bread. And Miss Dorothy, when I was a child, it seemed like my grandmother lived a little higher than her. The elevation was a bit higher, and she would be just below the elevation. And it seemed to me that it was such a deep, like I had to climb down very, it was a steep decline to get to her. And I often remember that because whenever the bread was ready, we could smell it, and we'll just go down and she'd give us this hot bread straight out of the oven. Would use the long stick thing to get it out, the pallet, kind of like the pizza thing. And I would get home and take this right here, this butter, part the bread open and slap this butter between that bread. And when I tell you that was some good old eating, I thoroughly enjoyed this. And when I went home recently, well, not recently, but the last time I was there, I remember going and visit her. Went to visit my grandmother's property, went to visit her. And I was looking at where she's at compared to where my grandmother's at. And it was just like maybe a two-step rise, right? And I kept looking at it and I was like, did y'all do anything here to like level the land? She was like, no. And I kept thinking, are you kidding? The brain, when you're a child, everything is so huge, right? And in this case, an adult just step over like you're just doing, instead of a one step, you're doing two step like on the stairs. And that was it. But I remember it being so steep as a child. But I will always remember this. So when I cook anything, I cook Caribbean. If this butter is not in it, it's because I'm out. And I recently went to Jamaica and I was hoping to find this in Jamaica. I could not find it in Jamaica. I was in Dominica a couple of years ago, and I was able to bring them back. I brought lots of it back. Of course, I'm done with all of them. There's one called Dove. I've used that. There's another one, the Dove is the yellow butter. It's a lot deeper, richer in color than this one. And there's another one, I forgot the name of that one, but that one just says more of a spread, which this also says spread. But this is really the one that I utilize a lot. And so anyway, I went to Dominica, brought it, it's gone. Then I had my friend brought some for me, it was gone. And then I don't know if I had my cousin send some for me from New York. I don't recall, but I had more. It's gone. So when I went to Jamaica and I was looking for it, I was quite disappointed because my intent was to get me, I mean, a matter of fact, I went with extra luggage, not a lot of clothes because I wanted to pack those things in my luggage to bring them back. Didn't get it. So I was a bit disappointed. So I started looking online and I found a company online where I was able to order it. And I think the company is in New Jersey, if I'm not mistaken. But I was able to order it. And once I ordered it, I was so happy. I was so happy that I was able to get my hand on it. So I ordered 6 of them. I have 5 here, one, but I was in the kitchen making the sandwich and I was just looking at it because I wanted to do an unboxing. And it just reminded me so much of Granny. Granny used to have me go to I forgot the lady name, Vera, I think, Miss Vera, when we were out of the butter, to go get her the butter. I think it's Miss Vera. Please forgive me if I'm saying the name wrong. But I used to go there and buy the butter and I used to sit here. But I remember it especially when I made the bread, the hot bread with that butter. That was so good. And I just love it. I make my eggs with it. Everything I do have the Mello Kreem butter. This butter is out of Barbados. The company who makes it is called, I want to say Roberts. That's the name I remember being on here. Is it not on here anymore? I think Roberts is who makes this, but I can't read. I don't have my glasses on. It says Caribbean something cooking. I can't tell what that something is. But Roberts was the brand who made this initially. I'm not sure if they sold it out, but that's what I recall. I appreciate you being here with me. Honestly, I really do. Before you go, please, this is something my grandmother instilled in me. And she used to tell me that all the time. And I use it in just about every conversation I have with a person that I am trying to get to understand their worth, his or her worth. And this was her word. Her words, she said, people, she used to always say, "Co, people will only do to you what you let them do." She often said it. People will treat you how you let them treat you. So I will allow you, or I will advise you to think about that, right? If someone respects you, chances are because you demand that one way or another, or they're just that person. But if somebody disrespect you and you allow that disrespect to continue, people will do to you what you let them do. They may do it one time. Obviously, yeah, they'll do it one time. But how they continue with that is based on your reaction. Are you a person that could stand for yourself? Are you a person that can go ahead and say, you know what? No, the disrespect I will not allow. Are you that person? Because that's what it takes for people to understand you. If you value yourself, you know what feels good, you know what doesn't feel good. She used to always tell me, love doesn't hurt. Love is not meant to hurt. Someone cannot love you in one breath and hurt you in the next. That's not love. If you allow them to continue to have that behavior, that's exactly what you will get. So please remember that as you go. I would say please consider subscribing. Please consider following me on this journey. I hope this resonates with you. I hope this adds some value to the time that you have committed to listening to me. But I will tell you this. It is so true when I tell you we are humans and we are creatures of habit. And I promise you, people will do to you only what you allow. So please protect your peace. Until next time, thank you for spending this time with me here on Simply Lancy.